People walking down the street, soldiers patrolling. A sense of control and tension fills the air. North Korea, one of the most isolated and secretive countries in the world, is also one of the most tightly controlled. From its capital, Pyongyang, to the remote villages on the border, life is dictated by the regime's authoritarian grip. Behind the facade of a self-sufficient, powerful nation, a reality of constant surveillance, harsh government control, and desperate survival unfolds. In this documentary, we'll explore what daily life is truly like for North Koreans and the struggles of those who dare to escape. From birth, citizens are taught that the Kim family is the nation's savior. The government controls what people wear, where they work, how they live, and what they believe. A pervasive system of surveillance tracks every movement, every conversation, and even thoughts that might stray from loyalty to the regime.
North Korea operates on a system of totalitarianism that leaves no room for deviation. The government uses fear, surveillance, and propaganda to maintain its iron grip. Every individual is monitored, from the family unit to public spaces. This is not just a government, it is a personality cult that governs every aspect of life.
Public spaces are filled with portraits of the ruling family, and citizens are expected to bow their heads in reverence. Even the most mundane activities are monitored for signs of dissent. The consequences of speaking out can be dire: imprisonment, torture, or worse. School is not just about learning facts, it's about loyalty. In every classroom, students are taught that the Kim family is the heart and soul of the nation. History is rewritten to glorify the regime, erasing any influence of outside powers or dissenting voices.
The children were taught that the Kim family was our only salvation. They were told that the outside world was evil and that the country's struggles were caused by foreign enemies. The students were not allowed to question anything. They were always told to follow and never to ask why.
Textbooks are filled with stories of the Kim family's greatness, and each day begins with a ritual of praising the leader. For many, this is the only truth they know. Food shortages are common, and the country's central planning often fails to provide enough for the population. People rely on government rations, but these are insufficient, leading to widespread hunger and malnutrition.
We were told that our country was self-sufficient, but the truth is, the government couldn't provide for us. Sometimes, we would go days without food. Many families, especially in the rural areas, had to rely on what little they could grow themselves.
The scarcity of food and goods forces people to turn to black markets, known as Jangmadang, to get by. These underground markets are illegal, but vital for survival, where everything from food to clothing is sold at inflated prices.
Defection has become a common, yet dangerous escape route. Every year, thousands of North Koreans risk their lives to flee across the heavily guarded borders, often seeking refuge in China or South Korea.
Leaving was the hardest decision of my life, but the alternative was worse. The government didn't care about our suffering. I wanted to live, to be free, but crossing the border was terrifying. If I was caught, it would mean death.
Escaping the regime is no small feat. Defectors face perilous journeys, crossing treacherous terrain and evading capture. Many are forced to live in hiding, depending on the help of underground networks or sympathetic individuals. China has a policy of forcibly returning North Korean defectors to their homeland, where they face imprisonment, torture, or even execution. These defectors are seen as criminals in the eyes of the Chinese government, treated as illegal immigrants rather than refugees. China's policy of repatriation has caused immense suffering. When North Korean defectors are sent back, they face brutal punishment. This has been a point of tension between China and the international community. Only a few lucky ones manage to reach South Korea, where they can seek asylum and begin rebuilding their lives. But even in the South, the transition is not easy. The psychological trauma of living under a dictatorship leaves deep scars. Numerous reports and investigations have shed light on the regime's brutal practices. Diplomatic pressure and sanctions have been employed in an effort to curb these atrocities. We cannot allow such egregious violations to continue unchecked. Their tireless work has brought the plight of North Korean citizens to global attention. We must amplify the voices of those who cannot speak for themselves. North Korea's isolationist policies and the geopolitical complexities of the region make it difficult to implement effective change. However, the persistence of the international community and the bravery of defectors continue to shine a light on the dark realities of life under the regime. But the global outcry and support offer a glimmer of hope for a better future. This question looms large as the world watches and waits. Experts suggest several potential paths to change, each fraught with its own challenges and opportunities. Interview clip political analyst. The future of North Korea could take many forms, from internal reform driven by economic necessity to a more dramatic shift through external pressures. The possibilities are numerous but uncertain. Economic instability and the increasing flow of information from the outside world could gradually erode the regime's control. The younger generation, more aware of global realities, may become a catalyst for change. Change might not come overnight, but it is inevitable. Another potential path is through diplomatic engagement and peace-building efforts. While this route is complex and requires significant international cooperation, it offers a peaceful resolution to decades of tension. Interview clip diplomat. Diplomatic efforts, though challenging, could pave the way for a more stable and open North Korea. It requires patience, persistence, and a unified global approach. Ultimately, the future of North Korea will be shaped by its people and the global community's response. While the road ahead is uncertain, the resilience and hope of North Koreans, combined with international solidarity, offer a beacon of light in the darkness. As we look to the future, we must remember the power of hope and the potential for change. The stories of those who have fought for freedom serve as a testament to the human spirit's enduring strength. For those who dare to question or escape, the price can be high, but in the stories of defectors there is hope, a glimpse of what lies beyond the walls of one of the world's most secretive regimes. While the regime's grip may seem unbreakable, the courage of those who seek freedom is a reminder that no dictatorship lasts forever. If you enjoy our content and want to support, please subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us grow and bring you more amazing stories. Thanks for watching.